Your dad can't talk for you. Your dad can't save you. In real life, though.
Everybody know you really whack. You're whack.
I'm up with something
You're
better,
whack.
bro.
No, you're whack.
Me, bro. That was whack.
Okay.
That was whack. You soft, bro. You soft.
I've never been soft.
Soft.
I've never been soft.
We seen that video with Tank.
We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live, Boxing Ego unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. A brand new picture has leaked on the internet of Devin "The Dream" Haney after the Ryan Garcia fight. It is said to be a recent picture of Devin Haney, and he's looking pretty small. He's looking a lot lighter than we've seen. What does this mean? In this video, I'm gonna break it down and give you my thoughts. Ego Weight Watchers, aka ILL, where I give you a look into the fighter lifestyle, before, after, and progress pics, especially when they have an upcoming fight. As of me recording the video, I do not know when Devin Haney will be back in the ring. However, a picture has now surfaced on the internet, and it's the picture you guys see. It's of Devin Haney, and he's looking tiny. This is said to be a recent picture. First thing, I'm just being real. I'm not roasting. The shirt is kind of young, and his head looks huge. But his lower, it almost looks like, you guys let me know in the comment section what you guys feel. But it low key looks like his head doesn't really match the body and is like too big for his body, like Barry Bonds, Pacquiao head, but then the body looked kind of small. But he looks extremely lean. My thoughts. I'm a little bit in between, if you will. And I'm going to break it down the best way I know how to. Here's the thing. After the Ryan Garcia fight, there was videos and pictures. There were some appearances. Devin Haney went to Crawford Madrimov. He was getting booed by the crowd, things like that, right? Where Devin Haney, in my opinion, he appeared to be pretty big. Like, he looked big, his face looked full. When he did the ESPN, it was literally like weeks after the Ryan Garcia fight, we found out Ryan tested positive with Osterine. And he went to the ESPN studio as a live studio guest, and he was wearing like a gray shirt. He looked big in that particular like live studio. And that was weeks after the fight when we found out about the Osterine, right? And also in his interview with Andre Ward, I think he had like a red. My memory is very good. I don't know if some people are wondering why I'm remembering what was being worn and stuff. Another reason for it is I'm a content creator. I make content, so it just sticks with me, from editing the videos to also making thumbnails. So I see the same pictures, use similar imagery for my thumbnails. That's why I remember it so good, or at least one of the reasons. On top of that, I just have a photographic memory, so enough of that. But here's the thing. Fair play, full disclosure. Devin Haney looked big in all of those like appearances after the Ryan Garcia fight. And people criticized it. People were like, oh man, he's looking kind of big, how is he gonna ever make 140 again? And I think maybe he heard this or read the comments and seen what people had to say, because there were some kind of unflattering pictures where he looked pretty big. And then to go from that to this, he's definitely putting in work, because the Andre Ward interview really wasn't that long ago, and he didn't look like that. You guys could go to YouTube and watch the interview on All the Smoke. He definitely didn't look like that. So clearly he's doing 2-a-days, or he's in the gym. I don't know what's next. Maybe he knows about his next fight. Here's the dangers, because some people are going to be like, oh man, First you said he was big, now he looks light. Which one do you want? First of all, this is not my career. So whether he's big or small, from that point of view, it doesn't really affect my life. But I think this, I don't know how this, I have mixed feelings, if you will. I kind of have mixed feelings because I don't think you should get too big because you had to weigh in naked at the Ryan Garcia fight, and that was only your second fight at 140. But then also working out so crazy without an announced fight and possibly like overtraining or doing all of this, hardcore routine. I don't know if that's the ticket either. I think you should manage and control your weight, but you don't want to. Any fighter knows what I'm about to say is true. When you're in a training camp, it's called peaking. You want to peak at the right time before your fight, but not too early. Because if you peak too soon, then you've already arrived at your weight or close to your weight almost ahead of schedule. And some people would think like, oh, isn't that a good thing? No, it's actually not. Not when it comes to depleting yourself and your body and dehydration. You don't want to do that too soon. You basically sign a contract, so you want to hit the number that you need to hit on the scale, but you don't want to arrive at that weight like too far in advance, like 6 weeks before the fight. You don't want to do that, right? Because it's a process. You want to gradually taper down and tamp down and get to the weight you need to be. So I am kind of curious why the change in Devin Haney. To me, if I had to take a stab at it, I think it's because of the criticism. People were saying he's big, plus everything that happened in the Ryan Garcia fight, he has something to prove. So I can't really tell you what this means without seeing him back in the ring. One, on the positive side of things, it could be great because maybe, as an older man, like as he's getting older, maybe he's maturing and saying, hey, I was straying too far from the weight class that I planned to go to, right? So let's keep in shape. So, maybe it's I don't know, maybe the Ryan fight taught him that, and it's his new method. Because like, for example, you had guys like Gervonta Davis, who he had a couple, weight misses where he missed it or had to weigh in within the 2 hours and stuff like that. But he's been on point pretty much since, I think, the Leo Santa Cruz fight. So Tank had to go through early things, and then now he kind of maintains his weight for the last several years. So maybe Devin's at that age where, having the close call with Ryan Garcia, he's just locked in and he just has something to prove. I can't, maybe he's a man on fire, Denzel Washington, and it could be that. However, the bad side, and again, we won't know until we see what he looks like in the ring. The bad side is arriving at a weight, you don't have a fight. As far as we're concerned, and you haven't announced it, you have no actual fight date as of me recording this video. So what are you doing all this weight loss stuff to this degree? Like, I'm talking about like where your head looks like bobblehead and your body looks very lean and skinny, what is it for? What's the basis? As opposed to just like doing maintenance and, staying in shape. Like Frank Martin stays in shape, but you could tell he's bigger. He's in shape, but bigger than his fight weight. Devin Haney looks light. Like he looks like super light, like to the point where I'm talking about when he pushed Lomachenko, I don't even know if he looked this light. I don't know. You guys let me know if you think I'm tripping. So I know some people, aren't going to get it, or they're going to choose purposefully not to get it, because in the past I've said like, oh man, he looked kind of big, and then now he looked like in shape already, if this is in fact a new picture, which is what is being stated for this particular picture. So ultimately it's his career, and if I had a choice, of course I would rather a fighter look like they're in some type of shape or look super leaned out as opposed to ballooning up. I think that's better for you. But it does pose some questions to me as well because of the psyche. I'm very curious of Devin's psyche moving into his fight post Ryan Garcia. Very, very curious about that because it seems to me that Devin Haney, like a lot of fighters, is kind of thin-skinned, and the negative feedback, he probably read comments and, you know, seen videos and people was talking about his weight, and then he, you know, wanted to do something about it. So it is what it is. But at the end of the day, you don't want to, your motivation can't just be trying to prove people wrong and stuff all the time. Like, you got to do what's right in your career. Because here's the thing. I don't know what his plans are. I don't know who he plans to fight. But there was a lot of speculation that he might move up to 147. So looking light or frail, does it make sense to cut a bunch of weight and then move up in weight? I'm saying no, I don't think it does. So I don't know what his plan are. Maybe he wants to fight at a catch weight. Maybe he wants to fight at 140. Only he knows that. So it's going to be interesting for a couple things, to see his opponent, see how he looks in the ring, and see what weight class he's even, because his weight is like fluctuating. Look big like majority of the time after the Ryan Garcia fight, and then now he's looking like super small, to the point where it's smaller than he low-key looked at the Regis Prograde fight week, right? And I was there, or the Ryan Garcia fight week. So I don't know that that's a good thing, because people like Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao, they have systems, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing. So Pacquiao, he's superstitious. He wants to fight in the MGM in Las Vegas. He does certain runs. He runs in certain locations. Floyd Mayweather trains at certain times and late at night. You know, people have these new nuanced things. But when I see a fighter doing what Devin's doing, is like, your weight doesn't look like it's in control, and then you have no fight announced, and then it looks like you look scrawny and you look a lot smaller. I don't really know what the direction is, you know, but ultimately maybe it's for me and the rest of the world to find out. But I don't know. I don't know what it means fully, because I don't know what the plans are. I don't know if it's even possible for him to fight. We're like Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is this upcoming week, and we haven't, as of me recording the video, we haven't heard who he's fighting. So I don't know. I don't know if it's possible, feasible. We'll have to wait and see, I guess you could say. But very interesting times in the career of Devin Haney. I think Ryan Garcia, his fight with Ryan has changed his trajectory. And to me, again, this is just my opinion, it seems like he's probably been bothered by a lot of the negative feedback he's gotten from the Ryan Garcia fight, and he's probably working his tail off to try to shut people up and things like that. But again, to me, it's just my opinion, it's not really sustainable. If you have to stick to your game plan. You like for me, I'm older than Devin Haney, obviously, so I've never had this problem my whole entire life. Nobody manipulates, changes, or influences what I do. You know, there could be 1,000 comments that are all negative, but if what I know in my heart I'm doing is right and pure, I don't care what a comment says. Like, there's nothing you can say. You know, I've heard it all being on this platform and being online. So you can't really sway me unless I have to feel that what you're saying makes sense. So I don't think that's good if you're letting the crowd almost like bully you, and now you're like working out and doing the elliptical, doing all this stuff and losing a bunch of weight before your fight is even announced, to like, I'll show them. I don't believe in the I'll show them in that regard, because he looks pretty small. I mean, you guys let me know if you think I'm tripping, but for me, and I've watched his whole career, he looks insanely small. I don't know. It's just a lot of up and down movement. And I feel like it appears that Devin is almost allowing the the public to determine his next move. Of course, it doesn't feel good when people are bashing you, when people are bad mouthing you, or, you know, saying you're fat or out of shape, fat shame, you know, saying you got knocked out, pulling pictures and gifs of Ryan Garcia. I do understand that totally. But at the same time, you got to do what's right for you, because he's brought Mickey Bay back into his camp. It appears he went from not really working out crazy to with this picture, you know, this leaked picture, it looks like he looks insanely small. So I'm just trying to figure out what the move is, what the ultimate move is for Devin Haney. And to me, I feel like it's a bit up and down. But if you're confident and you're secure in what you're doing, negative comments and stuff, that's just part of the territory. That shouldn't really bother you, in my opinion. Shouldn't really bother you. Like, if you don't have a fight come up and you know you're in good shape, or, you know, you like the weight you're at and you know you'll get in. I just don't think Devin should overtrain and peak too much and do too much without your next assignment. But again, that's just my opinion. We'll see. Maybe he knows behind the scenes who he's fighting and it just hasn't been brought to the public. But it looks like there's some serious work going on, Ego Weight Watchers. Let me know how I did in this video, and let me know what you guys think of Devin Haney's weight. You've seen it in the thumbnail. You've seen it throughout this video. Let me know what you believe. Ego Weight Watchers, aka Ew.